Hello all. In this video, we will be discussing about the few devices which is used in analog and digital electronics laboratory. The device which you are seeing right now is called as digital IC trainer kit, which is used to perform all the digital experiments. Apart from the digital experiments, we can also perform analog experiments using the breadboard present here. First of all, I would like to explain all the slots which are present over here. The slot which I am pointing out here is the digital 7-segment display. At the right end, you are seeing the red slots and the black slots. The red slot explains, it represents the output pins, and all the black slots which are present over there describes the input pin. So whatever the connections which you are giving as an input, those pins will connect it here, and the output is displayed here. The bubble like structure which you are seeing over here are the output representation. Those lights will be blinked whenever those pins are enabled. That is with respect to the input pins and the output pins. Second, we have a slot here, a IC like structured slot. This is the place where you are seeing now is the place where we insert the IC or the integrated circuit. Here you can see many slots are present here. So at a time you can place 4 ICs in one single trainer kit. When coming to the pin configuration or the pin numbers, the maximum pin number of an IC in the first slot is 16, that is starting from 1, 2 and subsequent pin numbers, that is 16. This slot, the red one, is called as power supply, that is plus 5 volts, and here we have the grounding. Same as this slot, we have another slot which can be accommodated with a 28 pin IC, in which we have a separate power supply and separate ground. Each and every IC slot has its own ground and its own power supply. So each and IC is placed in this particular slot, where in the next video I'll be demonstrating about how to place an IC and how to do some basic connections or some execution of basic gates. Next, we have power supply here. So apart from the existing power supply in the slot over here, you can also connect the power supply to the plus 5 slot which is present over here. We also have a power supply of plus 12 volts. So this is plus 12 volts and this is minus 12 volts, and also a ground pin is present over here. Some of the experiments may require clock pulse. We have two types of clock pulse. One is manual clock, another one is digital clock. So manual clock pulse is also called as monoclock, in which we need to trigger. So these are all the digital clocks. As soon as you insert into the respective slot, that particular clock pulse will be enabled over there. So this is all about the basic device which you will be acting as. This is the core crux of all the digital experiments where we'll be performing upon.